Archmage 2 Megapops in honor of Magus Perfectus coming up in update 37. Let us do this. Also, we can afford a Wizard Monkey from the get-go on Chimps with some guided magic as well. So let's get going. Fireball to handle leads. Arcane Blast for more power per magical bolt that is shot. So rather than dealing 1 damage, it deals 2 damage. I'm honestly incredibly excited to get my hands on Magus Perfectus. Like, I think the new Paragon looks absolutely fantastic. And if you haven't heard the news read already, Update 37 is going to feature the newest Paragon to the block. Let's see, Wall of Fire, excellent. Now we're going to position the Wall of Fire over here with the guided magic and from Arcane Blast as well. But I think it mainly is guided magic. You're able to place Wall of Fire, whereas if you went bottom path, it would be where the Wizard Monkey is nearest to the track, so it would either be on the left side or above the Wizard Monkey itself in this case. But with guided magic, you're able to guide where the Wall of Fire is, and we want it at this point, so that it has as many opportunities to pop the same balloon as possible. Arcane Mastery is next for that faster attacks with increased range, damage, and what was that? And popping power. Isn't that the same thing, or are you trying to refer to Pierce? Because when I hear damage and popping power, that's literally the same thing, isn't it? Or maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Camo balloons, hopefully we'll have... We don't have enough. I should not have gone to Arcane Mastery at that point in the game. New strategy, rather than getting Arcane Mastery, we're going to get Geraldo. Place him down, and then from there, we're going to have just enough money by round 24 in order to get a submersion support submarine. And that's going to do 2 things. Number 1, it's going to decamify camo balloons. And number 2, we're going to unsubmerge it at certain points and pop purple balloons with it. How much will we have at the end of this? Let's see. Let's plonk it down. Get to that. And we'll have just over 300 monkey months to spare. So that's good. Now we can go to Arcane Mastery. Okay, so round 25 is when the first lot of purples come up. So unsubmerge it. Stick it to strong so that it's always targeting the purples. Actually, we're going to need twin guns for this. Just so that it's always targeting them. And as soon as all of the purples are gone, submerge the submarine again. Hopefully we can go through this. Okay, thank goodness Wall of Fire is up, because there are times in which Wall of Fire will not be up because its rate of fire is not strong enough to always sustain a Wall of Fire on the track. Once we get Arcane Mastery, we'll be able to sustain a Wall of Fire on the track. Let's see, round 28. Leads, no problem, thanks to some fireballs and the Wall of Fire. Now we've got the Arcane Mastery up and running. We don't have to fear about camo balloons this time around now. More leads, no problem. Pursuing fire is always the best option in order to deal with anything. And I say this, anything. Oh, okay, more purple balloons, and once all the purples are done with, we're going to resubmerge the submarine back. So it's going to be a back and forth thing until we get an MIB up and running. At this point, we can get other things rather than trying to save it for Arcane Spike. Your usual motto of getting a monkey village to support the lovely wizard monkey there, but then also from after getting jungle drums, we'll be getting the Perma-Brew Alchemist up and running. At some point, hopefully. Probably not a good idea to initiate my inner pyromaniac, but with all this fire, it's very hard not to. But then again, I should have done that when I made the Wulp video doing 2 Megapops. Good, well, I place the Alchemist, affects it. I try not to do it too close to the Wizard Monkey, but then again, not too far away so that the acidic mixture depth does not hit that, because if it doesn't hit it, we'll have to restart, because this is kind of pivotal towards our survival. So we're going to get stronger stimulus at some point, and then that will be it for round 40, because once we have that, it will be a very comfortable round 40. Let's see, the Perma-Brew is up, and now they're even better. Let's see, the first puffer fish is going down quite swimmingly. What you're going to end up seeing is that the Archmage, when we eventually get it, is going to be a breeze against marble class balloons, but we are going to struggle against super ceramics when they are all clumped up together. Rego blocker and radar scanner, so we're no longer reliant on the decamification process of the submersion support submarine, but we still need to unsubmerge it whenever any pesky purple balloons come out. But because it's also affected by the radar scanner, it can pop them without decamifying them in the first place. Let's see, rainbow balloons, again, not a biggie, but I think round 4, oh here we go, let's see. So stick it on strong, and then once the last purple balloon has been popped, there we go, submerge it back down again. The idea of submersion support is to always just be there and do not do any damage unless I want you to. Let's see, how close are we to MIB? We're not that far away, but we're not going to pursue that first. We're actually going to get Arcane Spike first so that we have an increase in popping potential. Okay, more purple balloons. Come on, get to strong. And then once the last one has been popped, I'm going to submerge the submarine back into the depths of the oceans. Or in this case, this, what should I say, pond there, but this swimming pool. It is a wonderful swimming pool. Let's see, we are nearly there. There we go. We've got Arcane Spike, and our popping potential has greatly increased. MIB is with us now. Now we have to no longer worry about purple balloons. So unfortunately, submarine, your only role now is just sit there and watch as our Arcane Spike, then Archmage, does all of the popping. Geraldo will mainly come into play in the late 90s when we're going to be deploying, oh gosh, I forgot my train of thought now, bottles of Jerry Hot Fire and an increased range once the invisibility potion gets better than its current state right now. Don't know why I keep forgetting the names of certain items and upgrades. I mean, this is such an expansive game, you're going to forget things every now and then unless you're following a script. At this stage of the game, I'm thinking of a Overclock. Yes, it's one of the most repeated things I keep doing in these 2 Megapop challenge things, but by God, you're going to need it in order to maximize the rate of fire which you can give to any given kind of tower with the money that you have. So we're just going to roll with it. Lobster BFB inbound, and we're going to cook it so much that it's going to regret ever existing. There we go, just like that. Now we've got the money for Overclock, and now we are just going to sit here and keep on pressing 1 and left click. Bubble balloons, you are no longer a threat. You once were, but now, thanks to the monkey intelligence Brewer, which is honestly a monkey's best friend, honestly. Like, just being able to pop any kind of balloon is just a godsend. It is honestly saying that probably could even increase in price and people wouldn't argue about it just because of the potency of it. Especially on a tower like the Wizard Monkey, where it has a very hard time against purple balloons. Like, lead balloons appear more often than purples, but if you're a magic user, then purple balloons are always going to be your #1 issue unless you have ninja monkeys, druid monkeys, or some lines of super monkeys, but you don't resort to the laser or plasma route or the tech terror route. We're now saving up for the wonderful Archmage, and it's rather impressive looking facial features as well. Like, that's also another thing with the Magus Perfectus that has such a fantastic looking beard and facial features. But again, the Arcane Spike Wizard Monkey's beard is not bad as well. It's definitely got a lot of taste to it. But the fluffiness of the Archmage and the Magus Perfectus is just on a whole other level. Let me know if you'd like to see me attempt doing the pod as well, but honestly that is going to be the most difficult one. Solely because of the bad. Because by the time the bad gets to this portion of the map, honestly, the pod is going to run out of graveyard, and the graveyard itself is its most prominent means of popping power. Like, if it doesn't have a graveyard, then it just has to resort to its bolt attacks and the wall of fire if you're pursuing that path. Let's see, round 75 is under wraps, and round 76 is going to be very interesting because it has a little bit of a difficulty against multiple ceramics, as you can tell. Look at them. Oh my gosh. Look at them. And some of them are regrown as well. People are like, no, that's it. This is an untrue Chimps 2 Megapops game. Back to the drawing board. I'm not going to place a bunch of 1-1 monkey villages all across the map so that there's no chance of regrowth from ever happening. Because I need to actually afford the Archmage, damn it. Round 78 is also going to be very interesting, so let's see how this gets on. Some overclock action is very necessary. And we're going through the ceramic layers just fine, but it's just... we just need so much pierce in order to get through all of it. It's not just damage that is important, but pierce, because you can have all of the damage in the world, but if you only got 1 pierce, then a huge amount of balloons is going to overwhelm you. And I'm not saying that lightly. Let's see. Purple balloons, my old enemy. You are no longer a threat to us. Let's see. Archmage now. And excellent. We deal with those ceramics without a single bit of trouble there. Although now our overclocks are no longer to have a 100% time on the Archmage because it's now a tier 5 tower. Only get about 70% of the time or 65% of the time, something along those lines. Fortified BFB is not a problem, and the ZMG is also not going to be a problem. As I said previously, earlier in the video, it's not the Merv class balloons that's the issue. It's what's inside the Merv class balloons which are the issue. Ceramics. They're going to be the biggest issue for this Archmage. Like when we did the Wizard Lord Phoenix, it didn't really have a weakness whatsoever aside from the timing of when you use its abilities, because that can be detrimental towards success or failure. So what's our next game? We're going to be pursuing the Perma-Brew actually, so that it's able to do a bit better against ceramics at all times, because this is temporary boosts, but we want it permanent. We want this increase in damage, pierce, range, speed, attack speed to be permanent, not just temporarily. We're going to use our overclocks a bit more carefully now because of the fact that it's not a 100% uptime. So we're not going to use it now. We're going to use it when the ZMGs are getting closer. Or perhaps we don't need to use them. Now we're going to use it. Why not? Perhaps we'll need it for round 86 when there's... I think there's multiple BFBs fortified. But I was thinking of the multiple fortified Moabs, because they're faster. And sometimes speed is more important than raw strength. Round 87. Let's go for ZMGs. You have around engaging with biggest grief in my 2-tower Chimps 2 Megapops challenge with the anti-balloon and sorter. What about the timing of using the tech terror ability? Let's see, we're not going to use it now. We don't really require it. So let's use it now. There we go. Once the ZMGs get into range, once the Dragon's Fire is able to be initiated and the bolts and the Wall of Fire. Yeah, the Wall of Fire route is just a bit better than the bottom route. Simply because we get camera detection anyways because of the MIB. But also because we don't need the kind of minor increase in strength with the magical bolts when we could get 2 new attacks entirely, the Fireball and the Wall of Fire. Okay, now here, the DDTs, no problem whatsoever. Like, that third DDT wasn't even in range and it got obliterated. Like, that's how good the Archmage is against Merv class balloons very early on around. Again, you see that? One of the early BFBs, like the first one there, got instantly obliterated. Just because of the pierce that goes through these ceramics and then onto these, as it hones in. Has a similar effect towards any other kind of homing attack, like the submarine darts, the boomerang, glaive, ricochet effects, stuff like that. Right, we're going to need the overclock on these. Like, these fortified Mervs can be quite frightening at times. Not the Mervs themselves, but what's inside them. I do not like ceramics for this particular challenge, and that's why I really want the Perma-Brew. Let's see, there's going to be more DDTs this round. There we go. And again, they just get obliterated. DDTs are a no problem. And the same with the pod as well. DDTs are no problem for the pod. And actually, think about it, but Wizard Lord Phoenix is actually the worst against DDTs out of all of them, because it's mainly relying on ability and not it's just raw attack. But its raw attack is also very good. But it's just, I don't think it's really up there. The majority of its power is from the Phoenix itself that spawns from its ability, not the passive Firebird that spawns because of the factor. Oh gosh. This could be quite frightening, but I think we've got this in the bag. We've definitely... Oh, some of the ceramics look like they were actually on the last leg there, so that was a bit frightening. Okay, so we should be able to afford the Perma-Brew either on this round or the next round. And when that happens, we're going to have a bit of a better time against ceramics. Just saying that right now. So, Overclock. Like, the overwhelming numbers can be very annoying, but we've got this in the bag. And also its sim ability comes to play as well. So would you consider the Archmage to be the first sort of paragon in the game, because it literally is a 5-3-3 rather than a like any other combinations of what it has right now, like 5-2-0. It's kind of like a 5-3-3 because it combines Shimmer and Dragon's Breath. Like you see with Dragon's Breath, and the name, a true master of magical wizardry. Sorry about that. So now we've got a Perma-Brew. I'm thinking Relentless Glue Gunners. Solely because we want to slow down both ceramics and the Moab class balloons. We need to slow them down so that this is able to pop all of them, because I'm going to think that like the insane fire rate is not going to be fast enough, or enough actually, to be able to do this. We're going to need Relentless Glue. We need the slow. We need the stunnage. So let's do this. So round 97. Let's slow down. Excellent. Okay, good. Right, okay, round 98. This is the one I fear the most. So we're going to get a second Relentless Glue Gunner when we can afford it. So you're going to be on strong and you're going to be on first. So you're targeting the ZMGs and the like, and you're going to target anything that's in the front, which is most likely going to be ceramic. So Overclock, we're going to eat as much as we can. Oh god, this is a little frightening. No, we're going to pursue Moab Glue rather than Glue Splatter. But we definitely need Glue Splatter. Let's see the situation. Oh no, but yeah, a few of them are going to get around, and because of the sheer amount of PS that requires, some of them are going to eventually leak at some point. I'm not feeling too confident, but yep, there's some ceramics there. Anything going to leak? No, we got two Relentless Glue. Okay. Woo. Okay, with that, we're going to apply this. We're going to apply this. We're going to apply Pickle as well. Yeah, fortified DDTs also, no problem. Like, there we go. Now we've got the bear to deal with. Let's just plop all these down. We've got the money for it. Let's see, stack of old nails.
That is an impressive specimen.
It is indeed an impressive specimen, just like you are also impressive, Geraldo. So yeah, the competition between Magus Perfectus and Geraldo for who has the best beard is still on the question. Or the best facial features, should be more generic. So let's see, what else can we do? Not really a huge amount. I'm really confident with the Archmage's potential against this thing. I mean, it's just going to go down without a single bit of problem in the world. Keep on going. Yep, there we go. There goes the bad. Let's go to the DDTs. And these have not got a single chance, especially the fact they've been glued. These can reach? I suppose at this range they could, because they're ZMGs. If they're BFBs or Marmots, definitely they wouldn't be able to do that. And yeah, we got this. They didn't even make it out of a big square, so I'm happy with that. A Sniper Monkey Insta Monkey 100. Okay, we'll take that. So that does the Magus Perfectus justice, aside from the pod, which you've yet to do. We've done the Wulp, we've done Archmage. If you really want me to try and attempt to do a pod, then please let me know. Because if I can be able to do this actually, then it'll be the only set of towers of all tier 5s of a particular tower that I'm able to do. But the pod is going to be most difficult solely because of the bad. Not rounds 6 to 99, but because of round 100. The bad is a huge counter against the pod, unless it has a graveyard initially installed for the zombies to then be able to inflict damage upon the bad itself. So hopefully that all made sense. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment and subscribe to ensure that you as the dear viewer are able to see future videos like this one. Let me know what tower you'd like me to see a 2 Megapops on next. Like if it's a tower or a hero. Like if it's a hero, then Sorter is definitely up there. Quincy maybe. Let's see, monkeys. Crossbow master could be fun to try and explore. None of the boomerangs. Bomb blitz I'm still trying to figure out. Inferno ring definitely. Tank zone maybe, but because of nerfs recently, nope. None of the ice towers come to mind at all. Like I don't think even Ice Queen Pale will be able to do that much. Bloon Solver, no. This is still a bit of a weak gimmick with the snipers. None of the submarines I filled. Sub Commander is crap against DDTs. Gary Flagship definitely. Pirate Lord definitely. Sky Shredder maybe. Star Bomber no. Flying Fortress if you can afford it, yes. Apache Prime definitely. None of these two have done the biggest one. Rev Doom. Computer's a bit expensive, but if you could get to that point, then yes. But you just gotta worry about purple balloons. But then before getting to the laser, before getting to a plasma accelerator, the LEDs. Prince of Darkness, as I said earlier, bit of a struggle. Dan Anti-Balloon. True Sun God, Edge of the Night too expensive. Actually, Dark Champion could be out there. And quite possibly if you give enough buffs to Sun Avatar as well. Master Bomber, not very good against huge amounts of ceramics. None of these. Spiritfall is bad against bads. Avatar Wrath, if you can get it, then yes. Obviously those are available at Chimps. None of these. Carbon Spikes is the only really affordable one. Perma-Spike is just too weak nowadays. Would you get 42,000 pots before being able to afford a primary expertise? Exitail Trap. Can't really afford it. Megalodon and Gigantosaurus is definitely up there. And there we go. Thank you so much for watching and take care of yourselves.